Good morning and very energetic morning to one and all present here. Students, as we know, this pandemic, COVID-19 has taught us lot many things. It came to our mind, is the world going to end in this way? Isn't it? When the child becomes, or at the age of 2 years, 3 years, we start telling the children what is good and what is bad. What we should do, what we should not do. Why do we say? Because each and every religion, we are taught what is afterlife. When the person is died, it is believed that there is a life after death also. So, to have a good life after that, it is everything that we are doing for the whole life. Whatever the things we do in the way, yes, I should be happy, I should go in heaven. Isn't it? So, we do our deeds, we do our activities, everything that we want to. So, it is believed that the person who acts in a good way goes to heaven. The person who makes scenes, does evil, we can say evil deeds, goes in hell. If I say you, if you'll do this, it is good for you. You won't listen that. I have to tell, if you'll do this, this bad will happen to you. You will listen it in a good way. Am I correct? So same thing is going to happen in this poem also. This is the poem by Robert Lee Frost, who is a poet who has his lifespan is from March 26, 1874 till January 29, 1963. This poem is one of the, we can say, most likely poem of Robert Frost. He has written it and he has elaborated it in the way how the world is going to end. He has two opinions about it. That is, the world may end in fire, the world may end in ice. Now you will say that are the opposite components, isn't it? But then also, I'll tell you one more thing. This is a totally symbolic poem. Why it is a symbolic poem? Because fire symbolizes desire, right? Fire symbolizes desire, warmth and earnings of the people. Whereas ice symbolizes the dryness, the hatred of the people. So this is a very nice symbolic poem by Robert Lee Frost. Now, as I told you, in every religion it is told, right? So Catholic Christianity community, it is said, the book is written by Dantes, that is, the book is Dantes Inferno. This is the name of a book in which he has told how the world is going to end. And this is, we can say, Robert Frost has taken idea from there and he has written the poem. So it's very essential to tell you. And what it is told in Dante's Inferno, that it is, the book speaks about the morality and divine justice. As I told you, what happens after death? Okay, he tells us what is morality, what is sin, what is good thing, what are evil things that you do in your life. It should be controlled, right? If whatever the things we are doing, that should be controlled. Your things, your activities should be controlled by your mind. Your emotions should be controlled, right? So that is told in the book and the poem refers to that. That is fire and ice. Now we'll move forward with we can say the theme of the poem. First of all, I'll read out the whole poem for you. That is, some say the world will end in fire. Some say in ice. From what I have tasted of desire, I hold with those who favor fire. But if it had to perish twice, I think I know enough of hate to say that for destruction, ice is also great and would suffice. This is the whole poem. We are going to see it in detail, right? The symbolism of the poem and everything in detail we are going to see. Before that, let me tell you the meanings, hard words which are there in the poem. That is perish. It is a new word for you. What does it mean? It means die, end. Okay? Perish means die or end. Then another one is suffice. This is also a new word for you. It means sufficient, enough. It's a very easy word for you. It means suffice means enough, sufficient. It means the poet, when he is speaking about the poem, he is telling us the world may end in fire, the world may end in ice, right? So here he is very artistically underpins the philosophy that our emotions, that is desire and hatred, may end the world. Now, when fire is standing here for desire and ice is standing for hatred. Now, let me say for this, when we live at our particular age, we have many desires in our life. I have a very nice Sanskrit shloka for this. The Sanskrit shloka says, Ashanam me, vasanam me, jaya me, bandhu vargo me. Ashanam me, vasanam me, jaya me, bandhu vargo me. Iti me kurvanam, kala vruko hanti, purushajama. What does it mean? At particular ages, we wish something new. When we are small, maybe the kids, so we need ashanam, means food. This one also want to eat. This is so delicious. I want that, this and all. When we grow up little, we want vashanam, means clothes. We want variety of clothes. We can see in teenagers also. See, this is the one which I have wore for my first birthday or one friend's birthday. No, I'm not going to wear it for my another friend's birthday. So they want variety of clothes, isn't it? When we grow up, we say like that, ki jaya me bandhu vargo me. It means my family, my wife. Then bandhu vargo means the people who are around me. We say ki instead of earning money, we should earn people. Is it said? Isn't it? We should earn peoples also. We should be winning the people, and it's very difficult task to win the people. So that are the different things we earn, or we just want to earn at different ages. And iti me kurvanum, this is mine, that is mine, I want this one, I want that one. The kalavruko hanti purushajama means the death comes and gets the person or a human being. So that suits to the desires, right? We have many desires in our life. So the poet wants to say that the world may end because of the desires of the people. So here he says, we'll see with the first stanza. Some say the world will end in fire. Some say in ice. From what I have tasted of desire, I hold with those who favor fire. Now here he says, these 4 lines we'll see first. Some say the world will end in fire. Now see here, the poet is very brilliant. He is not saying his thoughts. He is telling that people say, some say, right? People say, or others say, few people they say, right? Some say the world will end in fire. Some say in ice. So here we are not taking it as the words are. So he wants to say, that the people say, it's not he, it is people who say. People say that world will end in desire because of the wantings, the earnings, wishes of the people, the world is going to end. And then some say in ice, means because of the hatred that people have. I hate this one, I don't like that person, I don't like this person and all. The dryness of the people, now we can see in the society also. Isn't it? We don't want that one, hatred that the people have. Because of that also the world may get ended. It may have the destruction, right? So these are the 2 ways, or we can say the poet is telling us two things. It is called as fire and ice when he is speaking about. So that is dichotomy. What is dichotomy? It is the one or the separation of division of two, means from one to other. So he wants to say it's going to end. So he is dichotomy, he is explaining to us through the poem Fire and Ice. Okay, and he comes to the conclusion that these components, fire and ice, or in first 4 lines he tells us about, yes, the fire is going to end the world. And he says, he adds his opinion also in that. What is his opinion? From what I have tested of desire. Means he says, as much I know about desire, I hold with those who favor fire. Now see the point. What is he saying? That he agrees, yes, the world is going to end in fire. It means it's going to end in desire, the wantings, wishing that the people have, right? But now next 4 lines we'll see. But if it had to perish twice, perish means, as I told you earlier, perish means die or end. If it's going to end twice, so I think I know enough of hate. So he says, I know hate is also a proper component for desire. As the world can end in desire, the world can end in hatred also, because that is to also the extreme height. Because of that also we can see through the movies and different experiences that you have. Because of that also we can see newspaper is the best example for this hatred. Delhi, if you will find it out, there are a number of news items because of this hatred, what the things happen in the world, isn't it? So he says, I know enough about hate also to say that for destruction, ice is also great and would suffice. Right? It means for destruction, ice means hatred, it also enough, that also can destruct, and that also can, it is also enough to destruct the world. To revise the poem, we'll see it through the slides. As we know, this is the poem that we have. This is the second poem that you have in a textbook. Robert Lee Frost is the poet of this poem. This is the textbook that you have, right? It is the book that you have in your textbook, the poem that you have. Now, when we speak about fire, right, we know that when as I told you at the start, the poem is a symbolic poem. So when I say symbolic, so it symbolizes the, we can say the fire symbolizes desire. Right? The willings of the people. But if we don't say the world may end in desire, so if we are saying about fire, so yes, the world can end with fire also. Why? The globe, the earth that we have. So as we know, the core of the earth is very hot. We can say the temperature inside it, it's too hot. The core of the earth is too hot. So in the same way, if the temperature goes high, it increases a lot. So it's going to be we can say the subject to destruct the world, right? So the world may be destructive, or the world may destroy because of the fire also. As I say, fire and ice both are opposite components to each other. So ice also, the same way if the temperature can go high, so the same way if the temperature goes low, because of many reasons that we have, we can't even find out the exact reason also, the temperature, the things which happen around the earth and all. If the same way if the temperature goes down, the world may end, it may destroy also. Right? So that is the fire and ice may destroy the world, it is said by the poet, that is Robert Frost. It means he is telling us the two ways the world may come to the catastrophic end. What it is, the catastrophic end means beyond our imaginations. The world may end. That is telling us it is a dichotomy that he has told us, as I told you, the opposite components which can destroy the thing. Now we will move towards the rhyming scheme we have, right? As we can see the last letters of the words of the poem or the lines we are going to see, and we are going to write down the words, letters at the end, and then we are going to find out what is the rhyming scheme for the poem. Right? The last word of the first line is fire. So we are going to mark it as a sound or a. Then next alphabet, if it rhymes with the next one, we are going to mark it with same one. If it's not, we are going to rhyme it or we are going to name it with another alphabet. Fire, ice. Does it match? No, it does not. So we'll write down B here. Then desire, fire. Yes, it matches. So we'll write down a sound here. Then next one is fire. It matches with fire, desire, fire. The same word is repeated. So definitely it rhymes. So a sound we are going to write down there. Next one is twice. The last word of the next line. So that matches with the second line, that is ice. So we'll write down B sound here. B. Then hate. Now we'll have to see previous all the words. Fire, ice, desire, fire, twice. Does it match? No, it does not. So what we'll do? We'll write down next letter of the alphabet scheme, that is C. Okay. Then next one, next letter of the next line, last word of the next line is ice. So that matches with the previous one, definitely it matches. That is ice, twice, and ice. So we'll write down B here. Then next one is great. With which word it matches? It matches with head. So we'll write down C here. Then it is last one, last word of the poem, that is suffice, and it matches with the second word, that is ice, ice, and ice twice, ice and suffice. Everywhere we can find it ice, right? So that is B. So we'll write down it here. A, B, A, B, C, B, C, D. So this is the rhyming scheme. We got our rhyming scheme of the poem, that is A, B, C, B, C, B. This is the rhyming scheme that we got of our poem. Now we will move forward with the other literary devices which are used in the poem. The first one is assonance. That is, what is assonance? Assonance is a repeated sound or vowel sound of in the same line, right? So which one it is? We will see the sounds. Which are the vowels? You know the vowels A, E, I, O, U. So if that particular sound, suppose the sound is repeated in the words, so that is assonance. Now we will find it out in this line. I hold with those who favor fire. In this line, if you find O sound is repeated, right? O sound is repeated, so that is assonance. We can find there are, if you can find out other lines also where you can find assonance. The next one is alliteration. What is alliteration? In the alliteration, the sounds, repeated sounds, the consonant sounds which are repeated in the coming words or the words which follow each other. So in this we can find it out. F sound is repeated, favor, fire, and next one is the word, that is word will. W sound is repeated, right? F sound is repeated and W sound is repeated. So that is the example of alliteration. Now next one will move towards imagery. What is, let me tell you students, every poem, it is the creation of a poem, right? Imagination that he has, the creation of his imagination is the poem, right? He is the creator of the poem, right? So he creates the world in front of your eyes through his imagination. And that particular imagination, when he creates the world in front of your eyes, it's called as imagery. So in this also, the poet, or we can say Robert Frost, creates a world or creates an idea in front of you. Yes, the world is going to end in fire, the world is going to end in ice, or desire or hatred. So yes, he creates the imagery. So it is the imagery which is used in the poem that says, some say the world will end in fire, some say in ice. So these are the two lines you can say the imagery is used in that. Okay. Next one, that when the poet says about it, the world will end. So he is not giving you the chance. What the chance he is not giving you? He is not giving you the chance to think about the third element where the world can end. It means he is very sure. His thoughts that he is imbibing into the readers, that he is telling, yes, the world is going to end in two ways only. With the two elements, that is fire and ice or desire and hatred. There is not a third way to let the world destroy. So he is very fixed, or he is having his mindset about it. Yes, the world is going to end with desire and hatred. So next literary devices which is used in the poem is anaphora. What is anaphora? That is the words, repeated use of the words in two consecutive lines. Which are they? That are, some say the same words are used here. Isn't it? Two lines are there and that are used. So that is anaphora which is used. Now we say, if you see the poem, whole poem, that it says, fire and ice, hatred and desire. So do they have the qualities, human qualities? They don't have. But then also the poet says, we can, that are the, so he has personified them. So that is personification which is used in the poem. So the whole poem you can say it is creation, or it is the we can say here poem. Personification is the literary device which is used in the poem. And the last three lines, if you see, to say that for destruction ice is also great and would suffice. Which one it is? If you find it out. All the lines in the poem, they give you the idea. But to have the full or complete idea, the sentence or to complete the clause, right, we need to see all three lines. Right? Without punctuation marks, the one idea goes in second line, the same idea is carried forward in the third line also. So when the idea is carried forward or the clause is carried forward in the next line, so that literary device is called as enjambment. What it is called as? Enjambment. So that is a good example that we have. Okay. So these are the literary devices which are used in the poem. Okay. So I'll conclude with this, the whole theme that we have, that is the human qualities, or we can say the components or the human emotions that we have. With that emotions, poet wants to say, yes, the world is going to end with fire, that is desire, or ice, that is hatred. Now, everything that we are learning in the textbooks, we learn it to answer the questions. So you should know what type of question may come on this type of poem, right? So I have few questions that are just an examples you have. So you just have to see what type of questions may come. It is a questions, I'll read out the questions, you are going to give me the answer for this. Choose the correct statement about the given poem. The poem that we have learned, whichever suits to the poem, that you are going to tell me the alphabet. Yes, ma'am. A matches, B matches, whatever it is, you are going to tell. I'll read out the sentences for you. Fire and ice are images. They help the readers visualize the power of nature over man. B statement. Fire and ice are symbols not of natural disaster, but of humanity's ability to create a disaster of its own. Third or C sentence, fire and ice are elements not of nature but of man-made and possess the ability to create havoc for mankind. D sentence is, fire and ice are agents, they change the thinking of mankind from negative to positive and bring harmony. So which one matches to the poem? Which one is most suitable, appropriate one we can say? So you want to say, you say second one, B1 is the most appropriate one. That's very good. Fire and ice are symbols not of natural disasters but of humanity's ability to create disaster of its own. Very good. Now we'll move forward with the next example of type. This type of question may also come. Select the option that correctly classifies the connotation of fire and ice as suggested in the poem. Rage, violence, indifference, hate, greed, which are the one which are there in the poem. Fire, third and fourth, that is indifference and hate. Ice, first, second and fifth. Fire, second and fifth. Ice, first, third and fourth. Fire, first, third and fifth, ice second and fourth. Fire first, second, fourth, ice third and fourth. Which one suits to it? You can take time. Okay, any other option? Which one? Third one you are saying? Fire, rage, then indifference and greed, and ice, violence and hate. Okay. Okay, so you say okay, C1 matches to the answer. Very good. Now we'll move forward with the other one. Okay. It may come like this also. Options also they may give you, or fill in the blanks also may come. The poem is a dash, comma, put across by the poet. Powerful warning, heartfelt apology, earnest appeal, vengeful threat. What it is? Very good. Powerful warning it is. Okay. Next one is identify the most likely tone of poet in the lines to say that for destruction ice is also great. What it is? Sarcastic, serious, amused, a celebratory. What is it? Sarcastic. Very good. It is sarcastic. This type of question may also come in the exam. Okay. Next one is pick the option that is not true about the poet according to the extract. So which one does not suit that you have to, which one is not true, which one is false that you have to say. Out of these four, 3 are correct, 1 is wrong that you have to tell me. A is inclined to believe that the world would most likely end with fire. B, sentences, has heard divided opinions about the way the world would end in all likelihood. C, sentences, purchase love and kindness to combat the spread of hate among all. D, it declares the power of ice to be as destructive as that of fire. C1, you say ki it's not correct one. Preaches love and kindness to combat the spread of hate among all. Very good. That's correct. Okay, we have seen objective questions. There are descriptive questions also may come on the poem. What type of questions, descriptive questions may come? See, there are many ideas about how the world will end. Do you think the world will end in some day? Have you ever thought what would happen if the sun got so hot that it burst or grew colder and colder? Right? As I told you, the poem, the images when I told you. So do you think, did you have the idea? So it is a personal response. We can say model answer is also given to you. It's not compulsory that whichever is provided by me, you're going to write down. You can write down the thinking or what you have understood about the poem. What you think, it's a personal response type of question. So this type of questions may also come in the paper, or we can say when we evaluate you, that type. Okay, so I would like to conclude the lesson, or we can say today's class, that life asked death. Now the whole poem we say it's about life and death. At the start I said, life asked death, why do people love me but hate you? Death responded, because you are a beautiful lie and I am a painful truth. Isn't it? Life is a beautiful lie, but the death is painful truth. We'll have to accept that one, and we have to proceed towards the painful truth. No one likes to die, isn't it? So that's the whole poem that we have learned, Fire and Ice. And when we learn this poem, we should be able to manage or control our emotions, right? Our desires, our hatred, and we should spread love towards everyone that we have, no matter it's our enemy, it's an evil person, whosoever it is. It's our being a human. The God has created us. We are the best creature of God. So we should spread the humanity, the love that we have inside us, and we should spread it to the world. Thank you, students. That's the end of our lesson. Thank you so much.